Hey y'all. Hope everybody is doing well. Um, Today's tale is gonna be about my unfortunate incarceration. One thing that I have prided myself in over these 20 years of being a hairstylist is, well, 15 years, because I wasn't independent for the first few, but it's about being on time for my clients. I book enough time for myself to be able to get clients in and out. If they're pre-pandemic, if they were coming in together, one would be, going under the dryer, and the other one, so I would be able to move people in and out. So there was no, we're gonna sit in the salon for 6 hours for a freaking roller set. No, that's just not something that I do. And I also don't call and cancel appointments. Literally, I can count on my hand how many times that has happened. Minus this particular time, because there was no call. So, um, here we go. It's a Friday night. Got a full schedule for Saturday. But I'm coming back from dinner. I don't know. But let me set the stage for you. So I have on, some type of wedge heel, a capri pant, a tank top, some type of tank, and a duster. A little duster with a belt or something. And I got my hair up in a ponytail. Wrap ponytail. Got a little length on it, So, of course, I'm thinking I'm cute. I was cute. Anyway, so where I live, it's, I can, to be able to get to the highway or from the highway, go through South Carolina, back to North Carolina. Just in and out, just depending on how the road go. I live close to Carowinds, and Carowinds' tagline is where the Carolinas meet. So literally, that's how the roads go. So I'm in North Carolina on the highway, but boom, then I'm in South Carolina on the highway, headed home. I get pulled over. Now, granted, I'm riding dirty because I don't have a current registration. It's a registration. Police officer get my information, and then he comes back and he says, can you step out the vehicle? You're under arrest. Who? So I step out the vehicle, and he handcuffs me in the back. That's how I'm handcuffed. He ended up letting me call my dad to come get my car. While they're standing out there, he says, oh, well, she'll be processed and then she'll be released probably in 2 hours. It's about almost 10. Released in about 2 hours. I've never been in a police car before up until this time. I didn't realize they take the back seat out and put this hard bench, plastic bench back there. And the bench is so close to the gate that they have whatever. So I'm handcuffed with my hands in the back, and the cuffs are so tight, and my legs are so jacked up. Sitting back there, my fingers get numb, and my legs go numb for this 30-minute ride to the detention center, wherever the heck we ended up going. We get out, and I go through processing, answer questions, fingerprints. One of the deputies says, you ain't ever been arrested before, have you? No, I have not. They take my duster. They take my shoes, my cute wedge heels, and they let me leave on my appropriate pants and my tank, and they give me a shirt, an orange V-neck, short sleeve shirt. and they make me take down my ponytail. I unwrap my ponytail, and then I got this little piece of hair sticking up. They put me in a room. Now, by this time, I guess they've already done lights out, because they give me a mat, which is about this thin. Y'all see how thin that is? About that thin, and a blanket. I go into this dark room, little, and there's a bench on one side. Two ladies are laying on that side, and there's a bench on the other side, and one lady is laying on that one. So I just sit on the floor on the mat. But I'm wide awake because I'm getting out of here in 2 hours when the judge comes and gives me my bond. Time just keeps ticking around, and I'm sitting up against this wall. And mind you, the wall, y'all, a little half wall, is what separates the room from the toilet, because that's what's behind my head. The toilet. So I'm sitting there, and I doze off to sleep. And I wake up because I'm getting out of here in 2 hours. So the deputy comes by. He says, I don't know where the judge at, but they ought to be coming on. About every 2 hours, judge come in. Thank you. 6 a.m. comes. How do I know it's 6 a.m.? Because the lights come on, and I'm still there. I ain't seen no judge. They just decided they ain't want to come to work that night. Hey, you in jail, you just be in jail. 6 a.m. They come and take our mats. So now you're left with just the blanket. So the girls wake up, all the ladies that are in there with me. So at this present time, there is 4 of us. So those 2 ladies that were laying on the longer bench, they sit up. And then the lady that's sitting over here, she sits up. So by this time, I sit on that bench with her. So we're all separated. Everybody just kind of sitting in there. Breakfast comes. I guess that's about 7. Because by this time, the people that have been encouraging me, the deputies that have been talking to me, they get ready to go home. And I was like, but I'm still here. It's 7. They bring breakfast. I don't want this. I'm not eating this mess. The girls eat their breakfast. And there's this stench that starts to take over the room. Somebody stink. It's a mix between must and urine and stinkies. But it's faint. But when it hits you, it hits you. It's not all the time, but it stinks. We got these blankets, it's cold in there. We're just sitting, it's cold. They get to talking. Because anybody got nothing else to do. Oh, let me tell y'all, my hair was sticking up. So by this time, I done took my ponytail down and then did my braided did a little French roll. A French braid down. And the deputy that was talking to me before 7 o'clock, he was like, oh, I see you took your hair down, sir. Don't, leave me alone. Yes, I did. The ladies start talking. So the question becomes, I guess, what you're in for. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not part of this conversation, so all I'm looking to is that desk where they sitting at for somebody to call my name and come get me out of this all. But I'm nosy, so I am listening. This ear is all the way open. So there is a girl in there, which the first time I had ever heard of ISIS. Because she says that this is about her 3rd time getting arrested, so she probably gonna be deported. And she gets arrested for stealing at the Dollar General. She says she didn't do it. This your third time not doing it? I don't know. So then there's another chick that had been doing uh, uh, prescription pad fraud. They find prescription pads and go get medication, her and her boyfriend. But she said this time his mom asked them to go get her prescription for her. I think they stole that lady's prescription and she called the police on them. But hey, the third girl is from Charleston. She can't think of anybody's telephone number to call in Charleston to come and get her. But she is arrested for synthetic marijuana. So I'm thinking she had to been selling it, because if you was just smoking it and minding your business, then you know how they get you. Anyway, they're all, and they're talking and telling stories and blah blah blah. My eye is still on that desk, because now clients are starting to show up. Because guess who's supposed to be at work? So the story goes, we don't know where Denitra is. They're calling. That's just not like her. Don't understand. Oh man, I hope ain't nothing happened to her. So I have a girlfriend who for years, when I worked at hair cuttery, we were short staffed, and she would come in and sit at the hair cuttery with me so I could work safely. And so she would just show up at the salon, with breakfast or lunch, or just cause she felt like being down there. She'd show up and she'd lollygagging in, da 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 da, and they looking at her. Well, where's Nitra? To my, what you mean, where's Nitra? It's Saturday. She's supposed to be at work. We haven't seen her. What? So she calls my mama. Of course, she called and blowing my phone up. She calls my mama. My mama says, well, I think Nietzsche's gonna have to talk to you about that. Why he just didn't tell us I was in jail? So she didn't tell. I don't know when. I can't remember when she actually finally told her, but initially she didn't tell her. So one of the girls that I worked with, her husband said, oh man, maybe Denitra went out drinking last night, got drunk, and is arrested. And she was mad. This is Denitra we're talking about. She ain't got arrested. Little do they know, she is sitting up here with this real thin blanket, cold, smelling the stinky stuff, pure arrested, sitting there in jail. Time keeps going by, y'all. About 2 o'clock. Well, yeah, 2 o'clock. But I guess about 12, they bring lunch. Nope, I don't want that. Now, mind you, I ain't had no breakfast. I ain't had no lunch, and I ain't went to the bathroom. Nothing since 10 o'clock the night before. Stubborn, just sitting there. I'm not doing it. Somebody better come get me out this place. So about 2 o'clock, I guess, finally, I get called and see a judge. My bond is $600. That means my daddy got to pay $60 to get me out of jail. 60. To get me out of jail. So by this time, I done seen the judge. That means it's time to go. I sit in there another 2 hours. 4 o'clock, finally. They come and get me, give me my stuff back, and I get out. Let me go back. Remember the stanky smell I was smelling? So we had these little blankets. And the girl that was from Charleston, she wrapped that blanket around her like that. Every time she would do that, that thump would just be all over that room. Right before I left, she said, okay, I'm not going to get bond. Can they just take me to the back so I can get a shower? Because I am hurting my own nose. Yes, because you're about to kill us. Y'all, she smelled so bad. And I was like, ma'am, you ain't been in here long enough to smell like this. You ain't took no bath in a out here selling synthetic marijuana. Anyway, I get out, get to the car. I'm telling you, my mom and daddy love me. Guess what they got for me in the car? Price's Chicken Coop, a 3-wing sandwich and a tea. I don't think I can taste it right now. Y'all know Price's is gone, so let's do a moment of silence for Price's. And there it was. I could taste that tea. Oh, it was so good because I was hungry, but I also had to pee. So I was like, can we get somewhere so I can use the bathroom? Got home, got showered, fresh. Now I got to get back to real life because now I have to call my clients who I flaked out on because I was unfortunately incarcerated. And I call them, well, we knew something had happened because you don't do this kind of stuff. Everybody was cool. You know, everybody had a good kiki out of it. It was not a kiki moment for me. It wasn't horrible, but if you've never been to jail, you don't want to go. Just don't do it. All that being said, the state of South Carolina got $60 out of me because once I got the registration, I went back and the case was dismissed. So I spent all that time in jail for $60. 60 for jail. That is the tale of my unfortunate incarceration. Bye, y'all.